Welcome back, everybody. This is kind of an exciting video in my video series on making this radial engine. One of the coolest things is I did a test print of the cylinder, and I'll show you those pictures in a little bit. But I want to talk about what my next part I'm going to do a test print on. And let me shut off some layers here. And I'll show you what my next print's going to be. I've got so many components now on this drawing. Most of the reason I drew all the other cylinders and stuff was so that I could get good renderings and stuff out of the airplane. And let's see, I want to turn off the purse rods, I want to turn off that, turn off the intake ring, I wanted to turn off the hacker, turn off both sides of the cylinder, and let's go into the crank block, and I should be able to turn off all of these studs. I don't need them on right now, and I'm going to turn off the back half, and it looks like I've got something turned on there. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, hang on. Nope. Somewhere I've got a silly origin on or something. I don't know why it's doing that. So I'm still learning the program. But this is going to be my next print. Okay? And hopefully it will turn out as good as my first cylinder. And let's look at the picture of the cylinder right now. As you can see here, this is kind of a profile of the two halves put together. And it turned out exceptionally well. Now keep in mind, I'm going to glue these two halves together with a pin, and then I'm going to put this in a acetone, like what I call a vapor bath, which means you just basically put about 1/8 of an inch of acetone in the bottom of something, and you set this on something metal so that the acetone's not touching it. And the fumes from the acetone will smooth all this out so it has more of a glossy cover, and you don't see all the lines. If you look at the next one here, you can see what the two intake and exhaust look like. And this next one here is just another kind of a shot from the other side. This next one is how it actually printed on my heat bed. And the next one shows you how you can see all the layers that the 3D printer created when it printed out this part. Now what's really cool, if you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this video, but the threads came out perfect for the spark plug. So the fact I'm going to have real spark plugs that can screw in and out of this engine, even though it's just stupid, is funny and cool, and it will be something to talk about at the airfield with all my buddies. So let's get back now and look at this front crank half. So this will be my next print. And if this comes out perfect, the next print after that will be this, and it will print like that. And essentially, I don't see any problems with this print at all. But every time I say that, I end up just having a disaster when I go to print it. So just to play around here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and export this, put it into my slicer program. So I'm going to hit Make 3D Print. I want to click on this. I'm going to hit OK. And now it's going to ask me what part do I want this to be. Well, this is all under the, whoops, this is under the C-130. Hang on a minute. Let me get back to the Emmaselle 2. And dummy engine, new radial engine, 3D printing. Okay, so this is going to be test dash F for front, and then crank, and I'm going to hit save, and that just exported it. I'm going to close that. Going to go back over to my I have two screens up, so if everybody always wonders why I'm talking like I'm doing something, I'm actually doing it on my other monitor on my computer, so not to confuse you all too much. So there's my 3D slicer, the Prusa edition from my Prusa 3D printer. And let's go find, I'm over on my other monitor right now, so I'm going to go find what I call the test crank. And as you notice, it barely fits on my printer, which is fine. If I needed to get a little bit more room, which I think I'm going to do, I'm going to move it around like that. And which didn't help me anything because it's not completely, it's 7-sided, not 8-sided, so that didn't do anything for me. Now, be careful when you do this, because I have a friend couldn't get something to fit, and he went into scale and changed the scale just a little bit. Well, that changed everything else in all his other models. He admits it was kind of stupid that he changed it, but you know, sometimes when you're trying to make stuff work, you just don't think of the big picture. So what I'm going to happen to do on this, I'm going to do this in my 3D X-Tech ABS. Okay, I've got my own profile. I call it the DAG 0.15 optimal, which means this is going to be a balance between fast and highly detailed. And since this is a test, I probably should print it faster instead of optimal. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably print it normal because it'll take half the time, and which means I'm going to have to go over here and make sure all my settings are still right, and they are. And over here, these would have all changed, and that's fine. The outside perimeters, I don't care on this one that much because it's so big. The top and bottom layers, I don't care about that much. The infill, I will care about. Okay, so I'm going to click this, only infill where needed. And I'm still going to set this on 10% because I want this thing to be as light as possible. I'm going to tell it to do this weird spiral that I like, and for the infill. And let's go back and we'll slice this now. And see, it should take a while because this thing's tall and it is a big ass part. So you can see it's still thinking down here. I've had other people tell me that it takes 20 minutes to do one of these, but I'll be honest, I've never had anything that long at all because my buddy Russ built me what I call a supercomputer, and it's actually really quick. But see, it's already done. It probably didn't even take a full 60 seconds. So now let's go into the preview, and let's zoom in here a little bit. And let's just see what this is going to look like. See all this cavity here? That's great. I'm saving material. This does not have to be that strong. And since this is an electric motor, I won't have vibration like off a gasser that would shake the crap out of this. So I'm going all the way down, wanting to make sure it sits flat on my table when it starts on my heat bed, and it does. You can see the entire print's sitting flat. It's not like the cylinders where I had one part touching, the other parts didn't. And you can see it builds up perfect. And yeah, I think this is absolutely kick-ass. I think this is going to be beautiful. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be great. So now I'm going to export it as a G-code. All I'm going to do is take the test F crank and hit dash G-code so I know it's a G-code. Hit OK. And this might take a while down here. And actually, I don't think this is the biggest. I think when I did that big fan blade, yeah, that didn't take long to create the G-code. The big fan blade I created took forever for it to cook out in my software. So we'll go back into this, and hopefully this prints out great. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I love all the emails I'm getting. I'm going to try to put together a video on answering most of the emails. I try to just answer them, but I think everybody could learn something when you see what other people are asking the questions. So if this prints fine, I'll then print the back half, and then I'm going to attach those two pieces together. I don't remember if I actually created the pins to align this, and I didn't. Crap. So I need to go into this. Let's see, I'm trying to think if the cylinder heads would hold this together. No, that's a bad idea. So what I need to do is I need to go in right here. I'm going to right click, hit create sketch, and I need to put a hole in this, which means I got to go back and change that file I just created. and cooked and made the G-code, those won't work. I want this to be a, boy, I want it to be bigger than that. How big is 5 going to be on this? Okay, that's not too bad. That looks kind of centered. I could do construction lines here and align all of that, but I'm not going to right now, okay? So right now what I want to do is make a little place for my pin here, and I'm going to hit Q. I'm going to go in probably, I'll probably go in minus 5 and see if it impacts anything inside the, nope, it's not. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to, I wonder if I should do one on each side. I probably could mirror that. So let me think. Well, first of all, like a ding-dong, I'm not in my crank layer, so let's undo everything I just did. I need to make sure I'm in that crank layer when I'm drawing on this thing. And it might have just went ahead and picked it, but yeah, that's what I want. Why is that shaped like that? That's weird. I think I'm grabbing something else here instead of just that face. There it is. That's what, well, it still did that. I wonder if I moved that at one time. And that, see, it's saying capture position. Why is it doing that? Two things are on here. So I'm going to stop sketch, undo that. Okay, I'm going to come up on this, right click. Okay, it thinks I'm in a sketch. Okay, I'm just going to hit create a sketch up here. I'm going to click this plane right there. I'm going to hit circle. I'm in the crank block drawing. I just want to find something that's close to the center here. I wanted to go 5. I want to extrude, whoops, I want to extrude it out 5. Or into the cavity 5. No, I want to go minus 5. And then I'm going to turn on my origin here so I can mirror something. I want to go in here and pick, why isn't that letting me pick the hole? Normally it lets me pick the hole. I wonder if this is going to even work. So let's hit create a mirror, pick this plane right here. I don't think it's going to work. No, I want to pick oh, I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. I want to, crap. I want to, my brain's not working this morning. I want to create a mirror first, and then I want to say pick a face. There's my face. Pick my mirror plane. There it is. Hit OK, and there's my 2 holes. Now what I want to do is do that 7 times around the perimeter. So let's do that again. Hit mirror. I want to pick this and this. Oh, I don't want a mirror. I want to do a pattern. What am I talking about? Create a pattern. And I want to grab faces. I want to select the axis. And then I want to hit OK, and hopefully, didn't work. I wonder why. Well, this video is getting too long. I'm going to try this one more time and figure out why the revolve didn't work and why I'm getting all this stuff in front of me. It's from one of my, it's from the, I got all kinds of sketches on there. Maybe that's it. That was it. I had all these other sketches on. Okay, now let's try this. I wonder why it didn't work. So, create a pattern. Yes. I want to pick faces. I'm going to grab that face and that face. I'm going to select the axis. Oh, I know what happened. I didn't hit 7. So hang on a minute. I need to go in and see if I have a pattern in here that I need to go in and edit, and I do. So let's edit this pattern. Or edit this. Yeah, it's a pattern. It's called a feature. And this needed to be 7. That's what I did wrong. I bet you. Yep, there they are. Yeah, that's what I did. I forgot to say 7 because there's 7 cylinders. So now I'm going to create this on the other side, and those will be my pins to line the 2 halves. So, hey, thanks everybody for watching my videos, and thanks for all of my stupidry when I'm trying to learn this stuff. Rock on, everybody.